Coach, health-wise, how'd you come through practice so far, your fall camp so far?
We've been good. We got a few guys right now that's nothing long-term. Murph kind of got rolled up a little today. I think he's fine. So we've been pretty good. We've been trying to be as physical as we can be and as smart as we can be, and there's a fine line there. But with a veteran team with a lot of experience, we've been really trying to be judicious with our older guys to try to get all our horses to the gate. So.
Have you changed practice much in terms of now that you've had them for a few years and you've got a more veteran team?
Well, the biggest thing is how quickly we could get into doing situational stuff. Usually you start off and you don't really move the ball and you play some base football on both sides and you have pretty base calls. And then you start to work all the situations, whether it be red zones or 2 minutes or coming out or 4-minute offense or what up tempo, whatever you want to do. Pretty much our third practice we started working situations, and that's testament to we have older guys that understand our systems. We don't have to sit and be so basic for so long. There's things we've done in this camp that we would have loved to have done in camp 1, 2, and 3 years that we never even, we were so far behind on the fundamentals that you couldn't work on all these situations. So situationally we're so much more ready to go than we've ever been here since we've been at Miami.
The one place that you probably have a big turnover is a defensive end. How's that be coming along as far as being able to plug people in there?
Yeah, it's been very competitive with Dean Lemon, Cal Cagno, and Bradley. We don't have starters returning, but those kids have played. And again, not a ton, but you got 3 guys that have had game reps, so they are doing very well and they are making the next stride, and they know how important that position is for us, because when you lose 3 really high caliber players, that's an obvious giant hole to fill. Through camp they've been really working diligently to try to fill that hole. And then you got young guys with Kimpler. We've bumped Costin some plays out there. We also got a young guy, Sharp, that I think's in the mix. So that second group is really that really green group that, okay, are they going to be ready to help us against Marshall or not, because they haven't had. So, Bradley, Quinn, and Dean, we know we can count on. We know they're keeping raising their level, and we know that they've been working hard for this day to get this opportunity. Where they came in that class where a lot of those kids played right away. They just happened to be kind of the one position on our team when they got here that we had some pretty good players. So they've been buying their time. They're excited about this opportunity.
Was there any particular focus in camp this year as far as place kicking or things you wanted to get done?
Just consistency. Obviously, I thought our snapping was fantastic last year. I really think the second half of the year, Kramer really solidified our punting, and really we got some consistent performances. Obviously, kickoff and place kicking, we were anywhere from great to average to at times below average a year ago. So it wasn't like we didn't have periods of really being good in those areas, and actually we were much improved in those areas, but not as consistently like. So really kickoff and obviously the place kicking areas, we just have to be more consistent. We got Sloman, we got Schwartz, we got Paul Young, we got 3 guys really doing a nice job, and I would say that's one of the few really battles left that we know, like who's actually going to do what yet. I would say that's still a pretty open battle.
Confidence level last year this time to right now, any difference?
Yeah, well, it starts with the coaching staff. We're way more confident, but the difference is this year the players mirror our confidence. 12 months ago, I wasn't as confident as my football team, but I had much more confidence in my team than my team did a year ago. I was convinced if we played, we could go play with Iowa. I thought it'd be a really good game. I took a team to Iowa that wasn't convinced that. They had enough success to think, hey, we can't win MAC games, let it go play a really good Big Ten team. This year, I think that we're on this, I believe in this football team, they know, but they also believe in themselves. So that's the biggest difference. It's not so much what I think. A year ago, I was trying to tell everybody we got a chance to be really good, but I was still trying to convince these guys and convince you guys and convince everyone, we got the pieces, we're going to end up being good, and it ended up having some success in conference co-champs. But now we have a team that does believe that, hey, if they play the right way, they're going to have a chance to win a bunch of football games this year.
2 of the bigger things that helped turn it around last year were turnovers and penalties, from the 7th game on that really, turned it around. Does it look like you'll be able to continue on that trend going forward?
Well, the biggest thing, if we want to keep winning, we'll have to continue on that trend. And everyone that ever listens to me interview, I talk about playing the game the right way, and that's your question, exactly what I'm talking about. Playing the game the right way is eliminating turnovers, eliminating big plays on defense, eliminating penalties on both sides of the ball and ST, and being fundamentally sound and playing we played physically smart for about 6 games. And then the second half of the year, we tried to play mentally smart too, And so we have to continue that trend if you want. And that's the biggest thing. A team like we won't continue winning if we go back to playing sloppy football.
This team looks, if you can plug some people in on the defensive end, it looks pretty solid on the defensive side. Offensively, it looks like, in particular today with the passing and everything, like you can have a pretty explosive offense. Is that the way you and or they feel?
Yeah, I think defensively, if we're disciplined and be 1/11th of our defense, we can put 11 really good athletes on the field, and they can cover a lot of space. And at times during this camp, they've been suffocating for our offense. I mean, it's been times where we had to be really, really, really sharp and good just to move the ball at all. And if they know what they're high end, and we saw it last year at times, we didn't always see it, but we have a ton of experience. Offensively, I can start naming playmakers. You want to go Alonzo Smith, Kenny Young, Maurice Thomas, Leonard Ross, Jalen Bester, who no one knows, Sam Martin, Jared Murphy, Luke Mayock, James Gardner, Ryan Smith, Nate Becker, Alex Zielinski, Quentin Hardy, Andrew Homer. I'm like 50. We got playmakers. We got playmakers all over the field. So there's one ball, and I keep going. I got Jack Sorensen. We got Dom Robinson. Like, we've never been this deep as far as totality of skill guys in offense. Now it's O-line and quarterback decision making, and this should be our best O-line we've had, and we have experienced quarterbacks for the first time that have played a bunch. Our backups experience. We were trying to find a starter a year ago. Now you're coming in with Billy Ball being your number 2, and he started, 11 games in his career already. So you're talking about night and day from year 1 to year 2, that your backup is a kid that has a lot of game experience, and we have a lot of trust and faith. And we again, play the game the right way on offense, we're going to have a really good chance to move the ball and put enough points on the board to give us a chance to win.